Hello everyone. This is gonna be a super short video, as short as I can make it. This is a PSA return, all hockey. I've had a lot of PSA returns at this point, and I like to watch other people open cards I get back from PSA and see what grades they got. And so this probably won't get very many views, but I want to give the people the opportunity to see what I have been grading. I don't really see very many people grading hockey, so I'm just gonna let people kind of just see what I'm grading, and I don't know, there's some decent cards in here. I submitted this back in December, and it's March, it's mid-March right now, so it's been quite a while, and I got this back today, so it's taking quite a bit of time to get back to me. I already know the grades that I got offers on, and so I accepted 8 offers. This is a 54 card submission, and I accepted 8 offers. There were some really good offers in here. There was a Lane Hudson Rainbow, OPC Platinum Rainbow, PSA 9 that got offered $60, and so that was insane. I was very surprised at how high the offer that was. I accepted that. I accepted an offer on a Zach Bolduc PSA 10 and a few more. So this is it. Looks like I got one slab right here that's a little different than the others. I'm a little surprised about that. But, I'm gonna pull some of these out like this. I'm gonna try to reveal the grades here. I'll have a 10 pile over here and 9 pile. And hopefully I don't get any 8s. So we'll start this off. This is a Cale Makar Parkhurst rookie. I grade a lot of Makar. It sells super easy, and these are relatively cheap for, yeah. So this got a Gem Mint 10. Nice. That's probably a $50 or $60 card US. Yeah. Got another Makar. This will be a theme. A lot of Makar in here. This is a glossy rookie. These grade pretty easy as well, just like the Parkhurst. I think the gem rate's around 60% for that, maybe a little more. So also got a 10 on that. Okay, more Makar. Portraits. Sorry, there's a bit of a glare there. Anyway, portraits. These are pretty high pop count at this point, but they grade about 70%, I think. Maybe a little more than that. It's like a $3 card. 20 for the grading fee, and they sell for around $60, so that's a lot of profit for high gem rate. Gem at 10. All right, this is an acetate card. Colorway is David Pastrnak. I've had pasta sells really easy, almost no matter what. I think this is a pretty sick looking card, and it looks pretty clean. You never know with acetate though. Gem at 10. So far, I'm pretty happy about this. PSA has been grading stricter for sure, but I think I do a pretty good job of pre-screening, but I think that's kind of what everyone thinks. Mackie Samoskevich, if you don't get a 10 on a canvas card, you're just losing money, so I would be pretty surprised. Yeah, Gem at 10. That's nice. This is a reach card. This is the weird slab. This is a Cale Makar Synergy Rookie Blue out of 199. This is like, it has like an acetate corners like this and some foil. There was 9 of these graded, I believe. None of them have come back 10s. But this one looked incredibly clean. I got it for auction, I think, for $15. So I was like, I'll send this in. It looks really clean. If it gets a 10, maybe I can get a few $100. If it gets a 9, people like to buy stuff that's slabbed in 9. I got a Gem Mint 10. It's kind of an unusual slab. A little thicker. Anyway, 10 on this is awesome. Should be, definitely make some money off that. Okay, this is the biggest, one of the biggest cards of the order. I got a Connor Bedard OPC Platinum Rainbow Color Wheel. Yeah, let's see what we got on this Gem at 10. That's a sweet card. Okay, I need to pick this up. Okay, Adam Fantilli, OPC Platinum Rainbow Color Wheel. I like to try to get these graded as soon as possible because the pop counts are pretty low and people will like them in PSA slabs. And we got a 9. That's our first 9 in the order. Can't say I'm super surprised. We've had a lot of 10s here. So, all right. Connor Bedard, OPG Platinum, Retro. I picked a bunch of these up on ComC for about $10 a piece back in the fall, like August, before he kind of broke out a little bit this season. And they all looked pretty clean. Wow. This one got a 10. Wyatt Johnston, Rainbow Color Wheel. This guy sells great, super fast. This got a 9. That's fine. I hoping for a 10. I had 2 copies of those, and I have another one that's being graded right now, so hopefully that one can get a 10. Alex Ovechkin, I sent in 4 of these retro black rainbows. These don't get graded very often. They're e-pack exclusive, so it's kind of hard to get them. Like, it's pretty uncommon to find them graded, so I like to grade these. And normally they sell fairly easy, and a 10 and a 9 is, yeah, not as easy, but 9 on the OV. All right. Luke Hughes, Rainbow, 9. That's fine. I'm not super mad about that. Got a lot of 10s in here so far, so that's good. Oh. All right, we got a Crosby Black Rainbow, 9. This is a card I definitely shouldn't have sent in, but if it got a 10, I figured I could at least break even. Maybe make a few bucks. I bought this for $2 on ComC, but still, Kent Johnson's had a really rough season. 9. That's good. Kaprizov, I think this is my last Black Rainbow. I might have one more. 9, okay. Wow, we're evening it up here. Nathan McKinnon, Violet Pixels, 2017. 10, sweet. And these are actually non-numbered, which is kind of weird, but 2017 Violet Pixels, non-numbered. All right. Pack Wars, Thomas Harley. None of these have been graded. I thought this one looked really clean. When I sent this away, Harley was off named to the Olympic team, and I thought that people might see how good he is. He got a 9, so that'll probably won't be worth a ridiculous amount. But as you can see, you're probably sensing a theme. A lot of e-pack stuff. That's kind of what I grade primarily. A lot of platinum. 10 for this Lucas Raymond. All right, this was a card I pulled. I opened almost nothing because when you open product, it's just pretty much losing money. But I opened this. I got a box of Allure for $30, and I pulled this, and I thought it looked relatively clean. There's a few print lines down the top on the surface, but 9. Dang, I was kind of hoping that would get a 10. I thought that would be a pretty cool 10. All right. Oh, this reminds me, I accepted an offer on a Cale Makar Allure base rookie for, I think it was $85, and I was like, yeah, I'll take that. eBay fees would be like selling for $105 on eBay, so I was like, yeah, I'll take that. Don't have to wait at all, and no fees. So this Sunset got a 10. That's a nice card. Yeah, I've been pretty lucky so far. Most of the big cards have gotten a 10. Jet Greaves, Young Guns Canvas. This should be a 10, yeah. If you get a 9 on a canvas card, that's crazy. Protus, 10. This is my second Cale Makar. Parkhurst, 10, yeah. That'd be pretty brutal to not get a 10 on one of those. For Hagee, Young Guns, I accepted an offer on McMichael Young Guns. That was a 10 for $42, and Sam Miscavige Young Guns PSA 10. That was $42. And this also got the 10. So, yeah. Pretty happy with my pre-screening so far. We won't look at those. Alright, move these off to the side a little bit. Alright, we got a Cale Makar Upper Deck Iced Out. This is a rookie card from Allure. I don't see this thing graded very often. I don't see it very often, and it's a pretty clean looking card. 10, sweet, that should sell for probably 85 bucks at least. All right, this is a sweet looking card. I thought this OV looked pretty clean. I like Allure. Allure normally grades pretty well. Yeah, 9. No biggie on that. That's should sell. OV sells pretty good. All right, Crosby, liquid metal, just like OV. Anything Crosby, I'll sub. Anything numbered, if it looks clean, I'll send it. 10. That's awesome. That'll probably sell as well. All right, we got 2 more Bedards, retro, platinum rookie, 10. And the next one, 10. All right, Connor McDavid, 2016 UD Ice, 9. No worries. I would have been a decent card in 10. Another Portraits, 10. This card, I am shocked at how cheap Kuznetsov Young Guns PSA 10 is. Like a 9 sells for like 10 bucks or less, and a 10 is like $35, which is just insane to me. Like, this guy was so good for so long. I'm not a Capitals fan, but I still think this guy's pretty undervalued, especially for playing alongside Ovi for so long. You'd think he'd have a little more attention. Gem at 10, which is good because that would be a huge loss if it wasn't a 10. All right, Lane Hudson, base Young Guns. This guy, I think, is my my biggest prospect from 2024. I have a bunch of his platinum stuff. I think he's just fantastic, and I think his stuff is going to go up for sure. I don't see how it can't. 7. Okay, that's rough. Don't know what I missed on that. I normally try to do a good job of making sure the surface is clean. It looks like there's actually a line down the back of this. Probably can't see it. It's right here. Yeah. So that's what I missed. That probably knocked us down a few grades. Even the front is perfectly centered pretty much and incredibly clean. 7. That's going to go off to the side fully. All right, final stretch. We got some more Bedard. I think we have some Celebrini in here too. Okay. Bedard, SP Blue. Wow, this label looks really funny. There's like nothing on there. 10. That label looks really, really janky. It just messes me up that it just says SP. Rookie Authentics, Connor Bedard Blue. Sweet. Another 10. Canvas, second year, Cale Makar. 10. Yeah, so Makar and Lane Hudson are our most prospected players. We got a Celebrini here. I really thought this card would get a 10. Honestly, I thought it was really clean. The centering's good. The back looks nice. It got a 9. Which I was a little disappointed because this guy is going nuts right now. Definitely the hottest thing in hockey. Yeah, I don't exactly know what's wrong with this, but it's got a 9. All right, just a few more. We got another Lane Hudson Rainbow. I sent 2 of these in. One of them was a little more off-center than the other, but they both had really clean on the surface. As you can see this set, the centering, you can see where this line ends here and where it ends on the other side. It just looks off, but it's so hard not to find copies of this card where it looks off. This Lane Hudson got a gem in 10. So the other one got a 9, and I sold that to best offer. And I think I got like $60 or $70 for that, which is just crazy. All right, Lane Hudson, Sunset Platinum. Centering on this one is so much better than the other one. It has a dimple right there, which has been pretty hit or miss for me in the past. There's another dimple on the other side right there. But normally I haven't had them care about dimples, especially in the back. But this card was pretty nice besides that. It got a 9, so my guess is those dimples knocked this down a grade. But I'll just normally sub stuff like that. It has some really light, really faint print lines across like this horizontally. I normally, at this point, I disregard print lines that are really small like that. I found that you can easily get 10s that have little, like, light print lines, super light, across and down. It's just how the cards are made. So, like this 10 right here, I'm sure has print lines on the back. Yeah, tons of horizontal print lines across the sides. Like every, like, 1/8 inch all the way up the entire back of the card. Super faint, but still there. Anyway, that's, yeah, just goes to show. PSA likes to knock you down on some things and not others. This card was freaking super pristine. I had a tiny little surface mark right here, just the smallest. But the centering was great. Sometimes these retros can be a little off-center. It can be fully black border on one side and a little shifted to the right or left on the other side. But, yeah, this card looked really clean. Celebrini got a 9, which is a pretty big difference in value. Yeah. Back is pretty nicely centered. I was a little surprised about that, getting a 9. All right, Macklin Celebrini. Showmanship. These have like a 98% gem rate or something. I think there's 1 9. So 10, yeah. Happy with that. This card goes for like $200, which is just ridiculous. It was like, it's like a $10 card that you grade for 20 bucks. It's all over the place. They're everywhere, and it's $200. Who is spending $200 on this? That's crazy. I don't buy cards in slabs. I slab cards and I sell them. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know who's doing that. But hey, keep doing it. That's all. I mean, anyway. Platinum Lane Hudson Sweep Selections. These cards also have really high gem rates. Gem 10. At this point, you can see the gem pile is definitely quite a bit bigger than the 9s. And then you got a little 7 over there. I think all the cards I accepted offers on were 10s, except for the Lane Hudson. Okay. Camel Car Rainbow. This thing is just so slightly off center, left to right, like barely noticeable, just barely. Anyway, I thought this card was pretty clean. The surface is a little smudged, not smudged, but like it's not super clean. Not something I could get off with a microfiber though, so I was like, I just can't do anything about that. Anyway, just got a Gem Mint 10. So this is probably a few $100 card. Yeah, these are kind of hard to find properly centered with no scratches on the front. And so I think the gem rate's around 30% for these, which is not great, but I like the size of that PSA 10 pile. It's looking pretty good. All right, Matte Pink Camel Car, Platinum Rookie, Gem Mint 10. So this one was beautifully centered. I thought this one had a pretty good chance at a 10. It was similar to the other car where it had like the kind of cloudiness on the front that I couldn't get off with a microfiber. So I was like, well, best of luck. But this is a pretty nice card. Yeah, I got that. I think at auction on eBay for like 30 bucks or something like that, which is pretty good. All right, Camel Car Base Platinum. This goes for about $80 at this point. So don't see any dimples. The surface was pretty good. It's just ever so slightly off center, but it's the same as the other two. The matte pink was pretty good, but it's the same as the rainbow, just so slightly. Like it still falls within that 55-45 range. So Gem Mint 10 on this. Awesome. Another 10. Doing great. All right, 2 more cards. All right, this is an interesting card. This card's pretty hard to find. It's definitely out there, but they're not super common. And I got this at auction for like 12 bucks on eBay. Super happy to get it. Actually, I might have bought this on Buy It Now for like $12. Anyway, I saw it and I was like, this looks well centered. The corners look okay. Low-PG normally grades pretty well, but you never know. Anyway, this got a Gem Mint 10. So this is a Pop 2. Pretty low gem rate, but it looked really clean to send it in, so it's a nice card. This makes me feel pretty good about my pre-screening. I bought this when I was traveling at a random card shop. It was $2, and I was like, oh. Anze Kopitar rookie, he's retiring. One of my favorite players, childhood player for me. Just so good. He's love the Kings back in the day versus the Kings in Chicago rivalry was fantastic, and I just huge Kopitar fan, huge Quick fan. But this Beehive rookie got a 10, so I might PC this. I might sell it and buy more Kopitar stuff when a few years after he's retired, when it kind of comes, it calms down. I think his stuff will probably peak here when he announces retirement, maybe a month leading up or the month coming down. You can never really tell if the hype's going to overpower the actual, what actually sells. But yeah. All right, thank you guys for sitting around for this. I had a pretty successful PSA submission here.